Hello and welcome to this Easy Office Pools How to Modify Your Pic Sheet video tutorial. So the first thing you're going to want to do is log into your Easy Office Pools admin page. And once you're there, you're going to want to find the pool that you're looking to modify the pic sheet for. Once you've found that pool, go ahead and double click on that pool's name. And that'll bring you into that specific pool's admin page. And once you're there, you're just going to simply want to scroll down the page until you come to the area labeled Pic Sheet, as you'll see here. First thing you'll notice is the default setup. So it's going to be preset to have a pic sheet where there will be 6 golfers in 6 different tiers. So they'll already be preset into 6 tiers, and your poolies will pick 1 golfer from each of those 6 for a team total of 6 players, 1 from each tier. If you like that setup and you just want to print out some paper pic sheets, for those that don't want to do it on their computer, you can click this button here and it'll show you kind of how it's preset, which players are within each tier. You hit print on that and they will circle the player they have selected for each tier, enter the information there, and you'll be able to manually enter that into your pool. And we do cover that entire process on another video in our YouTube channel, so check that out if you're doing some manual entries. The next thing is if you do not want to stick with the default setup of 6 and 6, you want to adjust that and make it a little bit different, you're going to want to go into the Modify Pic Sheet area. So click on that button there. And this is where you can do any of the customizing you want for your pic sheet, get it set up exactly how you want it. So the first thing you'll do is you can adjust the tier names. So it defaults to saying tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, 1 through 6. But you can adjust that to anything you want. So tier 1 could be your top 15. And then again, you will be able to adjust that for all of the tiers. So each tier could have its own individual name. See there, tier 2, that could be your top 30. You get the point there. From there, you will next be able to adjust the number of selections required. So how many players from this tier do you want your poolies to select for their team? So it can be any number, starting with 1. You can adjust that. If you want that to be 2, 3, 4, whatever, go ahead and change that number to what you want, and it will be adjusted. Next thing you can do is adjust which players you want within each tier. So it will preset here. If you want to move that around, you can simply click on the player's name, hit change tier. So we want to move Adam Scott down a little bit. So we're going to bump him down into tier number 3. So you just select the tier you want him going to, and he has now been dropped down into tier number 3. Again, if you'd like to add a player into that tier, so we changed our mind, we actually do want him in the top 15, go ahead and click where it says add player, start typing his name, Adam Scott, there he is, click him, and now he's added back into that tier. So you've got those options there. If you'd like to move the entire tier down and shift its position on your pic sheet, you've got that option here. You can simply click the move down button. So we'll take tier top 15. We'll move it below tier 2. So now you see top 15 is now there, and your tier 2 is up above that. So you may just change how you want to set them up. That's an easy way to kind of maneuver the different tiers. You can do the same thing with moving them up. So we do want top 15 to be our first selection. So we're going to go ahead and move that back up to the top, and there we have it. So to go into the different kind of preset areas real quickly. So those are your kind of just your simple, you just want to get in and change the names, move the players around. That's probably the easiest way to do it. If you want to go preset, you can go into the tiers by world rank. Go ahead and click onto that button. And from there, you'll be able to decide, 1, how many tiers do you want for your pic sheet. So you can adjust that to anything. You can set it to, we want to have 4 different tiers. How many players do you want the system to put into each of those tiers? So we can go, it's preset to 10, say you want to do 5. And then how many selections do you want to require for each tier? We'll leave it at 1. So we want to have 4 tiers, 5 players in each tier, and we want our poolies to pick 1 player from each of those 4 tiers for a 4-person team. Once you've made that adjustment, go ahead and hit save and review. And you will now be able to just confirm that it is set up as you'd like. So now we've got tier 1, we've got our 5 players there, and you are set. If it fits everything that you'd like and it's set up as you'd like, go ahead and click the Save Pic Sheet button here. It'll adjust those, and now this is your new Pic Sheet setup. So that's an easy way to go by setting up tiers by world rank. The next one that we talked about is the no tiers, pick anyone. So if you click that button there, it now just takes all of the players, puts them into one tier. You can adjust that name again, and we preset it to pick anyone, but you can adjust that, just highlight, type what you'd like it to be, and you'll want to set how many players you want them to pick to make up their team. So you can have one tier, pick 10 players, or one tier, pick 4 players, and then simply add that adjustment there. So we'll say 4 players, and you're all set. So now they'll have all the players listed, and they get to just pick 4 of them, hit Save Pic Sheet, and it has now been adjusted to that. And then the final area that we want to discuss is the building from scratch. So if you want to build it totally from the beginning, go ahead and click Build from Scratch, and it'll start you out with just the first tier. So you'll set the name of that tier, you'll set how many players you want them to pick within that tier, and you can start adding players. A kind of a best practice is set up your tiers first. So you're going to do tier 1, top 15, tier 2, 16 through 30, however you want to do it. To add a second tier, simply add tier. So click this button here, add new tier. Now you've got 2 tiers. Again, you can adjust their names to whatever you'd like. You can also adjust their selections required from that tier. And you can do one more. We'll go 3 tiers on this thing. And now you'll want to start adding players into those 3 different tiers. So you can go to the bottom and you'll see the Excluded from Pic Sheets section. You can simply go through that, scroll through that, and just start moving players from Excluded into the tiers you'd like. So simply go to the player's name, hit Assign Tier. We're going to move Badley into tier 1. We're going to move Adam Long into tier 2. And we'll do Adam Scott into tier 3. Now you'll scroll up and you can see there that they have been added. Boom, boom, and boom. And if you'd want to change that from within the tier, so you start changing it around, simply go ahead into their name on the tier, click Change Tier, and you can move Badley down to tier 2. Now tier 1 is open, and you see him there in tier 2. So pretty straightforward. You can adjust that all kinds of different ways, but you do have full authority to make any adjustments that you like. Once you're done, again, make sure you hit that Save Pic Sheet and you're ready to rock and roll. So hope that helps you out with setting up your Pic Sheet. Have some fun with it. Thank you for supporting Easy Office Pools. Happy pulling. Peace out.